All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're at the grand finale of the Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 Let's Play. We are capping off with the very last part of Shadow the Hedgehog's very hard playthrough, and as such, we have some more questions to answer. So, well, by we, I mean me. So, let's get this up and going again. So, Joshua Franklin asks, why do you do post-commentary? And I'm assuming you mean for, like, anything when it comes to, like, Let's Plays or Brain Scratch. There when it comes to the game, especially, like say RPGs, doing post commentary allows me to edit out random battles or just sessions of grinding. If it needs to be there to begin with, and in the case of like Sonic 06, being post commentary allows me to edit out all the damn load times. Because again, it's one. If you're still not aware at this point, if you're just joining in for this very hard mode playthrough, every time you see the game go to like black or something like that, that's a 15 to 20 second load time cutting out, ladies and gentlemen. And every time you see the name of the stage, that load time is usually that's another 15 to 20 seconds, and I only keep it around for like 3 or 4 seconds so you guys can see the name of the level, assuming you don't know it at this point already. But yeah, the reason why you do post commentary is because you can edit out the unnecessary bits. It could be load screens, it can be grinding sessions, all that kind of stuff. That's generally why I like to do post commentary with stuff like this. That and playing a game and recording at the same time requires a particular set of skills. I feel I'm more consistent with a post commentary than a live let's play, because the live let's play I'm a little distracted by playing the game and trying to talk at the same time. It all depends on the game, obviously, but I feel a little more comfortable with post commentary. Kota 9001 asks, if you do Sonic Heroes, have Mark play with Team Chaotic so it's evenly split. I asked Marky that, he's probably would ask, what the fuck is a Sonic Heroes? Anyway, my question is this: what's the secret to have a successful Let's Play channel? Well, that's assuming my Let's Play channel is successful. I mean, I appreciate the compliment, though. A successful Let's Play channel? I mean, it depends on what you're going for, what your audience likes. I mean, it's also very important to like be open with your audience. Like, I know there might be some people that might get like absolutely sick of the Q&As, but to me, in conjunction with live streams, I feel there's no better way to connect with the audience besides going to a convention of some sort where you get to meet some of your fans in person. But and again, I said this plenty of times before, but just keep pressing on, just keep going, even when things don't seem to be going anywhere. Just keep going until things do start going somewhere. You can't be impatient with that sort of thing. That'll just lead to you crashing and burning. Jedi Master Pickle 3 asks, what kind of games do you generally enjoy playing the most, or does it really just depend on the game? It's most likely the latter at times. Because I like to sample a lot of things. I don't like to limit myself to one genre because you're not going to get... you give yourself a few years' time and you'll become bored of it real quickly. So I like to keep my tastes open, but it also depends on what game inside the genre to begin with, Like, I play my puzzle games, I play my action-adventure, my platformers, my RPGs, and my very rare, on occasion, strategy games, and... I played my pure adventure games and stuff like that, but... if I'm going back to something I can just kick back and relax on, it's either platformers or action-adventure games. Then again, though, it really all depends on the game individually when you got to go that way. But anyway, everybody blames Mindweb. Is it wrong that Matt is my favorite of the trio and that he should make his own channel? Oh, Matt, you got a fan. Well, you see, the thing is, Matt does have his own channel. It's Amatelli. You see him every once in a while. Posting comments on the videos, that we upload, and, Matt does have his own channel. It's just that, Matt is also a man that has his own goals and priorities in mind, I personally believe that the man would make a great individual Let's Player, because the guy knows what he's talking about, and I mean to kiss Matt's ass. He's only been my friend for over 10 years, but, I personally agree. I would love to see what Matt could do individually as a person because the man knows what he's talking about. And the man makes me laugh too, so. But that's, again, if he really has the time and need to do that sort of thing. All right, so Miko Lejanime. I'm sorry. I really do sound ignorant when I can't pronounce these names, folks, but I can't help myself. Anyway, but will I do any Fire Emblem games on Some Call Me Johnny? Or maybe as a full-blown Let's Play. Past the holiday season, I was gifted with Fire Emblem Awakening on the 3DS. And that is the very first Fire Emblem game I ever owned, but as of this video, I still have yet to play it. It's on the backlog. That dreaded backlog. I hear great things about it, though. Like, even for people that never played a Fire Emblem game in their life, still think it's a great game, and that really makes me hopeful. So, when I feel that it's finally time to play it, then I will play it. And yes, that does happen, folks, because I had the same feelings with the Ace Attorney series, and I finally played the damn thing, and now I can't get enough of the series. So, yeah. So, Flame and Fire asks, what do I think about DeviantArt? Well, I actually had my time in DeviantArt for a while. It was around the mid-2000s. I didn't draw much in the end, but, you know, it was a time then and there where I made drawings, and I uploaded them for people to see, critique on, get inspiration from. I still go there every once in a while for the sake of getting cool backgrounds for desktops or stuff like that, or just to critique something that someone wants me to look at. And of course, Brain Scratch Comms has the Brain Scratch fan page, which I look at almost every day, actually, to see if anybody made any new artwork, if maybe someone's asking for a critique or something they want me to look at, and I do that every once in a while. And I made a new DeviantArt account. Some call me Johnny, the same as the YouTube name, where I may occasionally upload something that I did for the channel. It could be maybe a gag I did for the channel in terms of a drawing, or a conceptual work of something I have planned for maybe a banner or a background. But yeah, I think DeviantArt's pretty cool. Tamani Evanry asks, hello Johnny, I'm interested in becoming an animator, and I have been accepted to 2 prestigious art schools in Ohio, Cleveland and Columbus. Do you think that art school was worth the time and money? My parents want me to go to a normal college like Case Western Reserve and start a black-owned business, and now I'm starting to feel ashamed that I have different goals. And that's really the bitch of it all, though. When you think about it, you want to do something, but your parents want you to become something else. Isn't that just the fuck of it all? It's none of my business, but the only thing I can say, and as corny as it sounds, I understand that, but you gotta go with your gut. And that's me personally, because yes, it really doesn't matter what you go to school for in terms of college. It could be business related, it could be communications, art, and all that stuff. You're going to be spending a lot of money just for the sake of getting classes completed, unless you're rich or inherited a lot of money when you're upon birth. And the advice I can give you is the exact same I can give to anybody that's going for any sort of major. It's just that you got a lot of work ahead of you, and the key to success is just to keep working. Don't stop. If you have the passion for it, then everything will be all right. But if you're not sure, then I would recommend a lot of practice. I would recommend a lot of sampling too. I mean, is it something you really want to do in life? You got to think about that, because what you're talking about is something you're going to be doing for the rest of your life. And the last thing you want to do is to do something for about 5 to 10 years, end up regretting it, and then you're back to ground zero again. I mean, that's a scary thing. But if you really think you can make something out of it, then go right ahead. But if you are even the slightest doubtful, keep both options open. That's the best advice I can give you. A 26-year-old man can give you anyway. Noah Slater asks, Johnny, have you ever played any of the SpongeBob video games? One for the Game Boy Advance. I don't remember what it was called, but I didn't think it was that bad, actually. It was a 2D platformer. SpongeBob could do like karate chop action, stuff like that. And like this last boss was like a mixture of like a bulldog and a mermaid or something like that. And a bull shark, actually. Oh my god, I didn't get that until just now. Oh, wow, I'm slow. Yeah, but that was the one I played. And I think it was that bad. Soundtrack was pretty good. But that's pretty much it, where I draw the line at. I never really had any interest in pursuing any more SpongeBob games. I'll still watch a TV show every now and then. And the early seasons still supplied me with a lot of laughs, so yeah. AJ Irvin asks, will I ever do a moth of Dragon Ball Z? Moths are kind of pesky. They get under clothes, they eat the shit out, and they swarm all over your lights, and then it just becomes really pesky motherfuckers during the summer. But alright, I know what you really mean. A month of Dragon Ball Z. I've been meaning to go back to the Budokai series ever since I reviewed the first one on Some Call Me Johnny. If I'm going to review Budokai 2 and 3, though, that's pretty much going to be a joint review because not much changes between... I mean, you can argue between all three games that not much changes in between each installment besides graphics and a roster. And, yeah, I think that's it. But if I were to review... Seeing that Budokai 3 is my favorite of the series, and I don't want to ignore 2, I would have to join 2 and 3 together. So if I were going to review any more Dragon Ball Z games, that would probably be next up on the line. But a month of... I don't know. I would need to find out a few games, but that's not the Budokai series or Dragon Ball GT Final Bout, which was the very first Dragon Ball game I ever played, not counting maybe 1 or 2 times I played one of the Super Nintendo games, and even then it's not really a good experience. So, Satan Rules You All asks, are you a fan of comic books / graphic novels? Well, when it comes to graphic novels, and I don't buy comic books, well... The term is floppies. You know, the ones you see on newsstands or bookstores that individually you can buy for like $2.99 and stuff like that. Like the only floppies I ever keep up with are like the Archie comics with Sonic the Hedgehog and Mega Man every once in a while. But in terms of like the two main competitors, DC and Marvel, I usually collect the collective series like trade paperbacks or stuff like that, or you know, the volume series. Like with the new 52 of Batman, I collect Batman's volumes 1 through 3. I collect Justice League. I've been buying the Flash as of late, and yeah, that's generally what I read. I also like to buy one-offs, a lot of Elseworld tales too, just because I think they make for good reads, and I don't have to worry about backstory all that often. I'm more of a DC guy than Marvel. I will say that, if only because I just find DC a little more interesting. And if only because I've been growing up with DC for a long time, so I know nostalgia has something to do with it as well. But for Marvel is something I really do want to get into. I just don't know where to begin. Like, ever since I saw, like, the cinematic universe films, like, I really grew an appreciation for Iron Man. Spider-Man, I've been so hesitant with picking up. I don't know where the hell to begin with Spider-Man. And with likes of all the other Avengers, like Captain America or the Incredible Hulk, Thor, Hawkeye. But no, Ted recommends me Hawkeye all the time. But at this one particular novel, I don't remember which one it was, but I don't know where to begin with Marvel. Epic Carrot 88 asks, Johnny, I have one question. Have you ever listened to a K-pop song except Gangnam Style? Guilty as charged. At least I don't think I have, anyway. You know, because there's another thing about video game music. When it exposes you to so much, you also are exposed to that region's musical taste, and it could be J-pop, it could be K-pop, and all that stuff. So maybe I've incidentally heard another K-pop song, but I can't say I have, nor can I name the song off the top of my head. So maybe, but I'm just going to say no for the sake of keeping it simple. Mateo asks, do you wish you could take your hat off in Pokemon X and Y? That's not an option choice? They don't give you that choice to take your hat off? That's kind of odd, considering that they can let you customize just about everything else, and they don't let you take your hat off. Maybe you're a mutant. Maybe you have a hot eye on top of your head, and they don't want you to see that. That make the story a little more interesting, I would say that. But I guess it's not that much of a big deal. I would just say it's just very odd. I mean, what if you have anything against hats? What if a hat kill your family? Kefka44 asks, what are your thoughts on the Mobile Suit Gundam series? Gundam was one of those things I always... They always advertised the hell out of it with, like, with Toonami, back when Toonami was in the afternoon block. And I didn't think anything about it. You know, it was that and Outlaw Star that people watched. I just couldn't care. You know, Dragon Ball Z was pretty much all I needed back then. You know, maybe my tastes are typical and not very interesting, but, you know, at the end of the day, I only care about what I like, so I didn't really care about what other people were watching besides Dragon Ball Z. But, you know, as you get older, you want to broaden your horizons, and you want to experiment more with different animes. And the anime I'm very picky with. I'm very, very picky with anime because, I don't know, I guess my tastes are just really strict. What am I looking for in an anime? And I asked myself this, and I can't think of an immediate response. I mean, why do I love Cowboy Bebop so much? Is it because of its soundtrack? Is it because each episode is as entertaining as the last, with a few exceptions? I don't know. And where the hell do I begin when I begin looking at another anime? These questions and more will be answered throughout my life cycle. So Gold Lightning asks, Johnny, why is Gareth such a sexy bitch? Oh no, I'm not answering immediately. Why don't you ask Gareth that? So Coco Blue asks, how did you feel when Clement was talking smack about you during his Sonic Rush Adventure Let's Play? Was he? I didn't watch that. Oh, sorry. Nah, I'm kidding, ladies and gentlemen. We're not serious rivals, folks. We're still really good friends, and we like to talk shit every once in a while. Damn, that Sonic Generations Let's Play. Well, not a Let's Play. I haven't Let's Played the game. I meant to say the review. So All Around Gamer 96 asks, just in case Google deleted my comment, hey Johnny, would you consider showing off your games collection, and if possible, Elliot's collection and Matt's collection? I think it would be interesting to keep up the good work. Oh, thank you. A games collection... You know, you wouldn't... I don't object to it, but at the same time, you may not be that impressed. Look, I'm making it sound like game collections like penis envy. My game collection is, like, physically, is not that grand. Like, I'm no Alpha Omega Sin. I'm no angry video game nerd. Because a lot of the stuff that I get nowadays is digital. Only because I don't have much space. And I haven't invested in a very tall shelf yet. That was actually a priority of mine, a very tall shelf. Now, my most staggering collection is my PS2 library, my SNES library, my Nintendo DS library, and my 3DS library is actually going right up there. So, you know, I would get bigger shelves for those, but in terms of like everything else, GameCube, Wii, 360, PS3, I don't have that many games, and throughout the years, I'm gonna, you know, it's slowly gonna build, but as of now, yeah, there's not much to show off, perfectly honest. So Nam1239 reviews, what are your thoughts on video games getting their own movies? And this is kind of that kind of bleeds into the Ratchet and Clank or Sly Cooper movie that I answered last time, but hey, I'm all for a video game franchise getting the movie treatment. As long as it's good, I don't care. So Spitfire Dash 117 asks, what's your opinion on the Halo series? I saw that you had Halo 3 in your collection when watching your Sonic 06 review. Thanks, Johnny. Well, you're welcome. In terms of the Halo series, I played the hell out of 1. I played enough of 2, and I've dabbled a bit with 3. That's why it's in the collection. The Halo 3 in my collection is not even mine. It was just a hand-me-down from Mark, because he had a 360 as well, but he traded that back in when he had enough of it, and now he's strictly Sony. And I've dabbled a bit of Halo 3. I've played a bit of Halo Reach, not much though, and that's it. I've yet to play Halo 4, even though I hear it's okay. And you know, Halo, when you're playing with buddies or friends, but it could be a really great time. It's one of my personal favorite FPSs. Assuming that Call of Duty game that year is not very good, you know, because I get in the Call of Duty every once in a while too. You know, like when Modern Warfare 2 came out, I was all over that son of a bit. I thought that was actually a really good game. Just so much fun. But you know, when it comes to FPSs, you know, Halo is usually my go-to. But I'm willing to experiment. So Tim Chian asks, what is your favorite food? You know, I like a good pizza. You know, it's right out from a local pizza, and not a chain pizza, nothing like from like Domino's or Pizza Hut or anything like that. I'm talking about a local pizzeria. Right off of that oven, you can grab a slice of that shit and eat it. It's delicious. Really do. Like, there's this place here in Philadelphia. It's in South Street called Lorenzo's, and well, one thing, the pizza's huge. Like the slices are gargantuan. They'll feed you for a week, and it's just so satisfying. Yeah, I like a good pizza. So ManDude445 asks, Predator or Xenomorph? Predator. Predators I can relate to in terms of a humanoid stature. Xenomorphs are definitely scary. They're threatening, but you can't relate to them. What's their motivation? The great DC has asked, have I yet to beat Matt in a Pokemon battle? Well, no. Well, that's because we haven't really had a Pokemon battle since our days in high school. But if we were to Pokemon battle now, I'm pretty sure he'd still win anyway because Matt just has that much more knowledge in the Pokemon universe than I do. I'm more up to date now, sure, but that man knows his types and matching and what works and what doesn't. And so, I don't know, I have to see in time. Maybe for a SmackDown Sunday, perhaps. So Parnash asks, you know, Johnny, I know it's a bit late, but it just came to mind right now. Would you take small animation or drawing commissions? It depends, really, if I have the time to do so. You know, when I'm not working on an animation for something like Chimney Swift or just doing something personal for myself, it all depends on the request because, I mean, why not? It is kind of what I went to school for, after all. And I guess it all depends on what's being asked. If it's within my ability, then I don't see why not. But I don't know. I mean, if you want to commission me for something, then feel free to send me a PM on Twitter or something like that, and I'll see what I can do. Alurine Melduene, I think that's how you pronounce your name, but anyway. Can you list a couple of games that you enjoy but haven't had the ample opportunity to bring up or mention? And I'm assuming you may like either be a Let's Play or like a review, but just a quick glance at my collection here, and we're right. You know, when it comes to like handhelds, I still enjoy the likes of like Pokemon Black and White 2. X and Y is not that bad either. Kid Icarus Uprising, 3D Land wasn't too bad. Animal Crossing New Leaf, when you're into that sort of thing. Last of Us. Metal Gear Solid 4, Kingdom Hearts 1.5 HD Remake, so that's kind of cheating. You know, a lot of Final Fantasy games. No, but I feel I do mention a lot of these, but yeah, that's on top of my head. Give you an idea of what I like to play. And Chicken Man 99 asks, since everyone else is doing it, Dear Johnny, how has your day been? It's been pretty good. It's cold, as I mentioned in the last part, I believe, and it ain't looking any better. I'm busy with editing videos and stuff like that. I got a few more packages in the mail for the next video I'm working on, and, you know, overall, it's a pretty productive week. At the same time, I just wish the damn weather would warm up already. God's sakes. But thank you for asking. So Goalie Old Boy 77 asks, hey John, did you ever play a DOS/PC game? And I assume you mean like a pure PC game when it's not available on any other console whatsoever. DOS, on the other hand, DOS. So I think of MS-DOS immediately when I hear that. And I recall a very, very, very long time ago. I'm talking about when I was just barely above like the age of 4 or 5 years old. I played an MS-DOS version of Super Mario Brothers. And I looked up the game myself because I was curious a few weeks ago, and I can't find any sort of record on it, but I swear it was an MS-DOS version of Super Mario Brothers, and it was, I can't even describe it. It was it looked pretty much the way it sounds, very cheap looking, and maybe it was a bootleg or a pirate, but I recall it being played on a computer with a keyboard, and it was a very old looking computer. That's as far back as I can go. That's my experience with DOS in general, but, you know, when it comes to like, games that you play like during school days, like I played a lot of Oregon Trail, obviously, a Number Munchers, Super Munchers. I played Prince of Persia back in my school days, but that was a very long time ago. I didn't get very far. But nowadays, you know, my PC is when it's up to snuff, I can play games on Steam, and usually I like to go for PC versions of games when I can afford it and when I have the specs to run it, like Sonic Generations or any of the Arkham games. Sword Gunner M92 asks, what do I think of Mother Brain being an assist trophy in Super Smash Bros. 4? Hey, I mean, I'm all for that. It's great. I don't exactly. Well, I mean, I recall reading the Miiverse update on the Smash Brothers directors room, which updates like around 2 in the morning now. Anyway, I think she attack with turrets or Rinkas and possibly use Metroid or Space Pirates or stuff like that, and it's great. Yeah. So Yatterman300 asks, what do you think of the competitive fighting game community? Have you watched any events of EVO, Apex? So if you do enjoy watching it, you know what? I do get a kick out of watching matches that are being streamed on like Twitch and stuff like that, like EVO or Apex, if they do that stuff to begin with. But yeah, it's really a sight to behold watching experts play fighting games like nothing else. Would would I be caught dead in that sort of atmosphere and setting? Nah, because I'm not the kind of guy that gets ultra super serious when he's competitive. Like, don't get me wrong, I am competitive for the most part with certain games, but you know, I don't know. I don't think my optimistic and lighthearted mood will fit in that area. I'd probably be considered annoying, but that's just how I am. I like to keep the atmosphere a bit lively when it comes to competing against someone. So Darkblade Wielder 98 asks, hey Johnny, I'm a big fan of your channel and I was wondering what are your thoughts on the Shantae franchise, especially with the likes of Shantae and the Pirate's Curse coming out soon. Well, the only thoughts I have about the Pirate's Curse has come out already, for fuck's sake. The Shantae series was something that took me by surprise considering that the first game was out since like 2003, I believe, and just to give you guys a bit of a heads up, I did record Shantae, the original, for Brain Scratch commentaries. It'll be some time before it gets uploaded, but you know, I thought it was a cute little Game Boy Color title. It's got its problems, most definitely, and you know, I'll get into that when we do the commentary on it. But I really am looking forward to completing Risky's Revenge, and Pirate's Curse is looking to be just as good, if not better. And of course, the Half Genie Hero Kickstarter that I supported on my Some Call Me Johnny channel is shaping up to look like it's going to be another great addition. So Marco Sonic Racer asks, what do you think about the Ace Combat series? Have you ever played one of its games? No. I think I may have tried a demo of one of them, but I can't recall if it was for the PlayStation 2 or the PlayStation 1. I can't even remember how good the graphics were. But that's really not my cup of tea. So Alaward asks, hey Johnny, what do you think of David Wise composing the music for the new Donkey Kong games, and when are you and Matt going to get to Donkey Kong Country 2? Well, Matt is the one leading that game for the channel, so whenever he's ready and he gives me a heads up on it, I'll start practicing up because I'm pretty much going to be the pack mule for that playthrough. He knows the game a lot better than I do, so I'll have to wait and see. King Nintendo asks, Johnny, what are your thoughts about Titanfall for 360, PC, and Xbox One? I gotta tell you, out of all the FPSs I saw last year at E3, it was Titanfall that captivated me the most. And I don't know what it is about it. I know it's for sure it's not the environment. You know, I've been there, done that sort of thing. I think it's just the idea of like hijacking mechs and using that to your advantage in conjunction with having a lot of, you know, guns and weapons for yourself. And you know, to me, that would be like, if I had an Xbox One, that would probably be the first game I'd get. But, you know, since I don't plan on getting an Xbox One for quite a long time, I think I'll just settle for the PC version. I think my computer can handle it, but we'll have to see. I mean, it's also for the 360 too, but I'll try PC first. So T94, oh! I know, it's probably T94 OWH, but I don't know, that's the way it looks to me. Are we going to use Project M for the brawl fights, since you stated you like melee speed more than brawl sluggishness? We'll do Project M as extra stuff. When we get to Smash Brothers Brawl, we're playing you know, vanilla Brawl. We're not using any mods, stuff like that, because that's not what the game is. You know, I understand, like, don't get me wrong, I think Project M is fantastic, but if we're gonna play Super Smash Bros. Brawl for Let's Play's sake and multiplayer battles, we're gonna do the original game first. I mean, because it's there, and it's still a great game regardless, so we'll definitely be getting to Project M at some point, though. So the Mudkip Man asks, do you read Homestuck? No. Do I need to elaborate on that? I guess. No, I can't say I have. I think I see plenty of cosplayers at conventions that are all about Homestuck, but that alone didn't pique my curiosity to consider reading it. So Schoolroy asks, hey Johnny boy, I recall you doing a Let's Play of Brave Fencer Musashi a few years back in the summer. Do you ever plan on playing a sequel to that game, Samurai Legend Musashi? And boy, oh boy, I'll tell you, I'll never get to that game anytime soon. Samurai Legend Musashi is probably one of the most disappointing sequels I ever played in my life. It's a shame, too. Really did like Brave Fencer Musashi for the PlayStation 1. I have a Let's Play to talk about that. Now, I still own the game, but I don't plan on playing it until the time is right. So I hope that's what you wanted to hear. The Ultimate Being 01 asks, I got a question for you, John. Why the fuck do you keep revisiting this piece of failure? To get reactions from you! And it works! Well, no, come on, do I really need to spell it out for you? It's, I've already mentioned that some aspects of it are guilty pleasure, and not so much this fucking playthrough. But people like watching me play this game for some fucking reason, and it's not the worst game I ever played, so it's not that hard to go back to it for me, honestly. Okay, so I answered a lot of questions, and I know I didn't even cover a 30th of the amount of comments I got. And again, I'm beating a dead horse here. I do apologize that I couldn't get to all of them. But for a little while now, I don't know how long I'm going to keep this up, I will be answering questions on this part of the video that you guys might have. So if I can't answer it now, I can at least answer it later. And I mean, hey, as long as the question's not too personal, like how's my sex life, then I have no problem answering it. So with that said, thank you guys for watching this very hard mode playthrough of Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. It's been quite the fucking adventure, and I still can't believe you guys are watching me play this game. There's $6 down the drain, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I say ladies and gentlemen a lot too, don't I? It's kind of like the you-know of this playthrough, except it's ladies and gentlemen, not you-know. But again, thank you guys. I hope you guys look forward to the future Let's Plays of this channel. Hope you guys look forward to more Some Call Me Johnny videos, any sort of live stream I may have planned. Have a great night and take care.
The only way to break free is to break the mold.